any of you ever been either walking through town or out in nature and asked yourself the question of, I wonder what it looks like here, or what it looked like here hundreds of years ago? You can raise your hand if yes, if not, that's okay. Well, this is a question I ask myself anytime that I'm out on a hike for the most part. And I've lived in South Dakota for about 12 years now, but the roots of South Dakota's history run deep. With that, I will be talking about South Dakota's Black Elk Peak and North Dakota's Matahay Trail. Black Elk Peak was named after a Lakota Sioux tribe member named Black Elk. The National Park Service believed he was born in late 1863, most likely sometime in December. At just 5 years old, he started having visions, and he continued having visions, and when he was 9 years old, he had a vision on the top of a mountain that he hiked to, and it gave him the vision that he would be on the path of becoming a holy man. Euro-Americans continued to venture further into the Black Hills in search of the spot for a military post, but they found gold, which attracted more people to the Black Hills. This violated the Laramie Treaty and caused war between Euro-Americans and Indigenous people. As the Indigenous people continued to get pushed further out of their lands, Black Elk had more visions and shared these visions with his people, and he eventually became a healing man among his tribe. The Lakota land dwindled down to less than half of what they had originally had, and all they could do was adapt to the changes or die. Black Elk became a Catholicism educator, but remained as a spiritual leader among his people, but also stayed as a healing man. He used his pipe to heal people, and it was believed that even after his death, his pipe was able to heal people. In 1938, there was a stone fire tower built on top of the peak that he had hiked to, and it was originally named Harney Peak after an army general that had led to the massacre of a Sioux tribe. According to the Black Hills Visitor magazine, the Lakota Sioux spent years trying to change the name, but their efforts failed for decades until 2014, when an Oglala Sioux tribe member by the name of Basil Braveheart proposed the name of Black Elk Peak. The name change sparked some controversy among people in South Dakota, but it was officially changed on August 11th in 2016. Today, you can hike to the top of this peak and go actually in the Fire Lookout Tower and see states like Wyoming and Nebraska if the weather conditions are right. Also, if the conditions are like perfect, you might even be able to see North Dakota. If you enjoy hiking, one of South Dakota's neighbor, North Dakota, has a trail that spans 144 miles through their Badlands. Although the North Dakota Badlands may not attract as many visitors as South Dakota's Badland National Park, it has a unique history, and the Matahay Trail has become part of that history. The name Matahay comes from the Minden Hidatsu language, meaning grandfather long-lasting. The Minden Hidatsu used this corridor for hundreds of years until a frontier army took it to use as an escape. The traditional Minden Hidatsu lands have been historically and culturally recognized by this trail as people envisioned a trail for this. And in 1998, July, the ribbon cutting ceremony officially opened the original 96 miles of trail after almost 30 years of planning. Years later, there was an additional 48 miles completed and opened in summer of 2014. This trail is commonly known as the Deuce. Although there was a section added to the trail, it was starting to disappear due to neglect and lack of resources. This drove volunteers to come together in order to preserve this trail for years to come. The volunteers spent countless hours and miles in order to maintain and improve this trail so it can last for years to come. The Dakota Cycling Mountain Bike Adventures notices that there is a symbol adopted from the Lakota Sioux tribe, and that symbol is that of the turtle. The turtle represents patience, loyalty, determination, steadfastness, long life, and fortitude, which makes it perfect for marking this trail, as it is 144 miles. There are now 11 campsites and 15 trailheads throughout the whole trail that you can access the trail from. You may not be able to use any motorized vehicles along the trail, but you can bike, hike, or ride horses throughout the whole trail. If you are on a bike or hiking You must yield to horseback riders, and those on bikes must yield to those on foot. Black Elk Peak was named to honor the legacy of Black Elk, who healed many with his pipe, even after his death. Although some may see the symbol of a turtle as that of slowness, the Minden Hidatsu saw it as determination and fortitude. As you make your way through either part or all of the 144 miles of the Madahe, you will see the symbol of the turtle, which marks the path for you to take. So the next time you're out in nature or even out and about in town, I challenge you to ask yourself, what was it like here hundreds of years ago?